So this is Kasubi royal tombs, which is the official burial site for the last 4 kings of Buganda and other members of the royal family. And actually, Kasubi royal tombs is the only cultural site here in Uganda which is under UNESCO. Yeah, Uganda, we are blessed with 3 UNESCO sites. One of them is called Buganda, where we have gorillas, we have Mountain Renzori National Park, and the Kasubi royal tombs. But what makes Kasubi royal tombs special? It is the only cultural site which is under UNESCO, because the other 2 are natural areas. So the place was inscribed on the list of UNESCO in 2001. Reason being that the place exhibits a living heritage, which is characterized by the heritage royal guards. We have the active royal drums, we have the active royal fireplace, we have the symbolic king's wives, and also the main tomb house, which is the biggest grass thatched hut in the whole world. So now we are standing at the main gate, which is locally known as Bujabukula. And Bujabukula literally means that the kingdom is continuing to grow. In the history of this place, this house is believed that it was the first house to be established in this place by 1882 by Kabaka Mutesa I. You know, initially our King Mutesa I was living at Rubaga Hill, but around the years of 1882, there was outbreak of smallpox, which forced our king to transfer his capital from Rubaga, and he came here. So when the king came here, this was the first house he established in this place, and the king used to stay here before the completion of the main palace. So when the king shifted the main palace, he left this one to his royal guards, and currently this house is acting as the main gate, at the same time the quarter guard, being occupied by the 2 royal guards for the king. So we have the principal royal guard, he's called Mulamba, from Mushroom clan, and he's in charge of the outdoors. Then he's assisted by Insigo from Buffalo clan, who is in charge of the indoors. And both of them are hereditary. What I mean, they're not the original guards, but they're descendants to the original guards. For instance, Insigo, one of the loyal guards from Buffalo clan, he came here when he was only 16 years. But last year, we actually celebrated his birthday of 100 years, which literally means that he has been here serving as a loyal guard for the last 84 years. So when he goes back where he came from, I'm not sure where he came from, but his son will be the one to take over. So those are some of the factors that influenced UNESCO to add this place on the list of the World Heritage Sites, because of the heritage which is kept flourishing generation after generation. So the house is decorated like a basket, which is turned upside down, and it has got these rings. And 99% of the materials here, they are purely organic materials, like vegetal materials. For instance, we have the reeds, we have the spear grass, we have the tree poles, we have the barks of the trees, which literally mean that they keep on rehabilitating this house by removing the old materials and replace them with the new ones. But in the apex here, we have got these special forings, being some of the original components of this house ever since it was established. It is believed that these rings were made and raised by the king himself, that was Kabaka Mutesa I. And the first ring in the middle represents the king himself, and was actually measured on the size of the king's head. Then we have the second ring, represents the members of the royal family, the third one representing the clan leaders, and the last one, the fourth one, represents the rest of the people in the kingdom, which literally means that the entire Buganda fraternity is represented here. So in case one of them suddenly falls down, the current king is the one in charge of putting it back, plus a lot of rituals which are performed. So they are untouchables. They are some of the original components of this house ever since it was established. And the house is decorated with low entrances, such that each and every individual who comes here must bow his or her head as well, paying maximum respect to the king. So there is no way you can access the king's palace minus bowing, either knowingly or unknowingly, either intentionally or unintentionally. You find yourself bowing. Yeah.
Okay.
So, as we said, it is like a basket turned upside down with these rings. You know, our kingdom is clan-based, whereby you have over 56 clans, and these rings are supposed to be representing the clans of our kingdom. But since this house is small, they cannot tally to the total number. But when you proceed in the main house, we shall see the number of rings being equivalent to the number of clans. So they symbolize the clans of our kingdom. As I said, that most of the materials are vegetal materials. 99% of the materials are vegetal materials. It literally means that they keep on rehabilitating the house by removing the old materials and replace them with the new ones. However, we have innovations like this slab cement. Those ones were introduced in the years of 1938 by our king. By then, he was known as King Daudi Chwa, after visiting Europe, and he came up with some modernities. But 99%, they are purely organic materials. That's why the house is considered to be a masterpiece of African architecture and human creativity.